Home playoff football since this building opened in 2002, and they've got it today at Ford Field in Detroit. Coming up, it's a battle to represent the NFC in this year's Super Bowl, and we've got a classic in store between the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. One of these teams will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl in 2 weeks' time. Which will it be as we're underway in the NFC title game? And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Ready? 56, right there, 56. Let's go, defense. Our time, it's our time.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. He gets it to Thomas, and he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Here's Allen to throw it. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On 3rd down, Tompkins, and he will have a first down here at about the 40. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
At the 46-yard line.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Double tight. Alert. Switch.
Allen now looks to throw. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34, and his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
The good old cover 3 defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Middle of the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown and pick it off, just as we saw there.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Switch. Kill. Hey, turn it out.
Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
Now a pass that's taken in by Hill. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now Allen, he'll let this go for the end zone. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Darius Slayton, 36 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Now the try here for the point after. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Vikings 7, Lions nothing.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be stopped just shy of the 25 with a penalty marker down. Here's the call. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Hey, 0-0-0. 53. Here we go.
On first down, Wilson. He'll get this out to Barkley complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
And we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Check pass, check pass.
That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. First down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now a give, right side. Houston leaping over him and able to work his way down to the 16. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Good job right there. Good job right there.
Here's Wilson. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. The big man get the oxygen tank ready. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
Okay, after those first 2 drives, I think there's a head coach who's going to be called for CSI. They're going to want some forensics on this. What is going on with this ball club? Unable to hold on to the football and take care of it.
Yeah, 2 straight fumbles for them to start out.
Yeah, you would think that this team would come in ready to go. Sometimes just mentally not prepared, and it shows up in these types of plays.
Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 43. A first down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. Bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 46-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
56.
On 2nd and 7, Allen throwing the out route incomplete. It's Thomas. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
On 3rd down, Tompkins. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down.
Round 80. 56, right there, 56. All day, all day. 56 the mic. 56 is the mic.
Right back to him on 1st down. Able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
37-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Motion. 56 the mic, boys. 56. Check 56.
Allen off the play fake. Completes it to Hardman. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That one good for 26 and a 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Hey, 57, Mike 57. So don't say nothing.
On 1st down, it's Hill. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
You got tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. Check. Greystone, travel. Quick dash, quick dash. Come.
On 2nd down, Hill. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up.
Brings up 3rd down.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. They run the counter. Tompkins. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. Gets past one man. Through an opening, and there he goes. Touchdown, Detroit. He goes 102 yards from one end zone to the other as they are now on the board here in the first half.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, and if you do, you're taking on some responsibility, but he was happy to do so there.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
A reminder, as we've done all year, we'll send you to Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report in a bit. The coach is with us per usual as we start to look ahead, Charles, to our potential matchups in this year's Super Bowl.
Break it down, Coach. Break it down.
And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
It's our field. Hey, it's ours.
To throw, it's Allen. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Bilal Nichols in there to get him. It's a loss of 5.
Ready? Let's go, Tackle. Let's go. We got this. We got this.
Allen now to throw on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. On now, the former Vol, Michael Pilardi.
The Lions take over
Let's go,
1st and
let's
10
go.
at their own 20-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. You're down 3, under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want to be. Only down 3. I mean, it might as well be even going into the half. That's not a deficit that makes me want to push it and potentially make a mistake in this situation and cost myself even more points.
But boy, getting into field goal range and tying it, that's tempting.
Awfully enticing. You almost talked me into it.
The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4.
You ain't doing nothing today. Yo, 40. 53 the mic.
Now Wilson. He's going to let this one go deep. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown! John Ross, 74 yards. And the Lions have taken the lead. On this stage, conference championship game, every play is magnified, and that was a big play.
No doubt about it. One thing that has these guys a step away from a shot in a big game, their big play ability. They can strike from anywhere.
Lutt's good on the extra point, and the lead is now 14-10.
14. Vikings 10. Will Lutz set to kick off.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Less than 30 seconds to go in the half. Pretty good starting field position, all things considered. You'd think they definitely have time to get in the field goal range.
Yes, and you get into the huddle or you come off the bench here and you've called multiple plays because you're going to say, this is how we're going to run them in order, guys. You don't have time for audibles. You don't have time to change anything. You're trying to get the ball in position to at least get 3. They've got a great shot to do it right here.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Allen. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Catch made by Slayton. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down.
Mike 56. Mike 56.
Hey, Haywood.
56. Mike 56. Right there. 56.
They do go for it. Here's Allen. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This from 54 yards away. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. So we've reached halftime. Who will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl? 2 more quarters to go. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Hallis Trophy still hangs in the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Well. 53. Mike. It's our time. It's
Further left.
Check. 53's Mike. Check. 50.
Throwing now, Wilson off first down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Saquon Barkley, 62 yards. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Well, on that long touchdown, look, the pass was fine, but it was short. What Saquon did after the catch, that's impressive.
And that's just demoralizing if you're on the defensive side of the ball, too, because if he catches a short one, that's your opportunity to tackle him, put him on the ground, and get up for the next down. Instead, he makes a move, he makes people miss, he runs through tackles, he spins, he jukes, and he continues to run because once he gets into the open field and turns it loose, he can fly.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10, kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use, just something to get you off to a quick start.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. They'll run on first down. Tompkins. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Play action. Now it's Allen. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
Hey, orbit.
31's the mic. Hey, get away with it.
On 3rd and long, it's Allen. They still can't. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right. Hey. You got 3. You got 3. 3 down. 3 down.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
That's good. For the Lions, first down. First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
You ain't got nothing. Bang out. Bam.
Trump. And we got Mike, number 3.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And he fires one that's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48. And they will finally stop him, but a great return gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Check 56. Tighten up. Pull together.
So after the INT, it's Allen. That's caught. It's Thomas. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a first and goal.
Man, I got you.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Taking it in from 2 yards out as his guys have cut the lead down to 2.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Now Allen goes right side, and he's got it. So they went ahead and went for 2 to tie the game, and it works out. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They'll need to regroup after the costly interception last time. It led to a tying touchdown. 21 all is where we stand, and they've got it first and 10.
Hey, check.
One left. 53 is the mic. Coming to you.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And now it's first and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Slam. Check 9. Check 99. Showing it. 14.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll be second down. That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Oh, you got D?
53. Echo. Mike.
I got him.
Check. 53's Mike.
Check out 4 down.
Hey, they're scared.
Throwing is Wilson. Steps away to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. The rushing numbers for Wilson may be down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. 1 quarter remains until the NFC crowns its champion. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. A first down carry for Barkley. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
You better bring.
Good job right there.
He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 23 yards, the final tally.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time. That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
53, Mike.
Here we go. 14, front it.
Check, Hayward. Check, 50.
Go.
I'm coming. 53 to Mike.
On second and a couple. Wilson, throw left side, complete. That's Houston. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. First and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on first and goal. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Well, the spotlight hit him once already tonight as he got into the end zone. He was trying to make it a double spotlight, wasn't he?
But credit the defense, bottling him up, not letting him get in for the second score there. From the 2 now, second and goal.
Run it.
53. Let's go, D.
And Barkley will try to punch it in. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Saquon Barkley, his second touchdown of the night. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this fourth quarter. Lutz with the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's second and 7.
Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant.
Hey, exit.
56.
Allen going to throw. And going deep for Hill. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Vikings. Tyreek Hill, 72 yards. As they can now even this game here in the fourth quarter with the extra point.
Yes, it was a touchdown, and not just a TD, but how about a long touchdown that puts them in a great position now.
And now just an extra point away from tying this thing. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they search for a score to break this tie.
Let's go, let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Hey, 0, 0, 0.
Mike, 53.
On second and 11 now. Wilson dancing to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. It's caught inside the 25. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A big play there for Detroit. 59 yards.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on first and 10. Now Saquon Barkley. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10.
Army.
Alert. Gun.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike.
Now Wilson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Houston. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a third and a couple remaining.
Alert 3.
14, got it.
And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on first and goal. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's second and goal. And they will take a knee and set up what would be a potential game-winning field goal try.
It's now third and goal.
And they're going to get the timeout called. What a finish. We're down to 4 seconds to go in this football game. So it all rests now on the right leg of Will Lutz.
29-yard attempt.
And his kick is indeed good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. And you know, in an era of cost-cutting and maximizing your roster, this is a club that does not skimp on special teams, and in these situations, it pays dividends.
And that's great vision by the organization. When the difference between winning or losing depends on who you have kicking the ball, would you rather have a street free agent out there or a solid pro like this? Answer's pretty evident to me.
Really a great season. Not a whole lot to hang